Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about something that crosses both political spectrums and affects every single one of us. I'm talking about net neutrality. Net neutrality allows for a free and open internet so that there's no issues with internet service providers throttling service as they see fit and basically allowing them to put preferential treatment towards brands they may own, like with Comcast owning Hulu, and then they may slow stuff to Netflix, things like that. A lot of people are under the misunderstanding that this has been only an issue since 2015. This has been going on since about 2001 when a description of what net neutrality was done by President Bush. The FCC changed the word, and instead of them being service providers, they changed it to information providers, and that allowed for some issues in court and other things. This later got changed in 2005. In 2010, you had Comcast sued by BitTorrent, and it resulted in Comcast being called out for throttling speeds and basically allowing traffic to be sped up at a certain rate or slowed down based on where the information was going and coming from. I'm going to show you a few articles, one specifically from 4chan and some other places, Ars Technica, about this and what's going on. That way you can see what's being written about it and what you can do as a consumer to help yourself and keep this from becoming a even bigger issue and allowing it to get through with them basically ending net neutrality. Earlier this week, Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, Chairman Ajit Pai announced a radical plan to undo net neutrality protections that have been in place in the US since the beginning of the internet. He wants to eliminate the protections that have kept companies such as Comcast, AT&t, and Verizon from blocking sites, slowing down, speeding up applications, and charging sites just so their websites load for an internet service provider's subscribers. Since its inception, internet access in the US has been guided by one basic principle: ISPs that provide the on-ramps to the internet should not control what happens on the internet. Originally, this principle was built into the architecture of the internet. In the mid-1990s, however, technology emerged that allowed ISPs to interfere with the applications, content, and service on their network. In the face of this threat, the FCC took enforcement actions that stopped discriminatory conduct, imposing merger conditions, attaching requirements to stimulus grants for broadband services and to certain parts of the wireless spectrum, and in 2010 and 2015 promulgating enforceable rules. The FCC's decades-long commitment to and enforcement of the basic principle that ISPs don't get to pick winners and losers on the internet means internet users in the US haven't had to worry about whether ISPs might block or discriminate against certain kinds of content or application. Entrepreneurs who have had an idea for a new application have not needed permission from ISPs in order to innovate and have been able to realize their ideas at a low cost. This is a well-oiled free market at work. In sharp contrast to Pai, past Republican chairmen have recognized the threat broadband providers can pose to the internet's unparalleled openness and acted decisively to prevent interference by these gatekeepers. In 2004, then Republican Chairman Michael Powell publicly warned broadband companies not to interfere with the vibrant free markets for internet content, applications, and services. At this point, it makes you wonder, what is Pai's motivation? And it's really curious, does he have lobbying or certain things like that that are motivating him to try to push this issue and end net neutrality because big guys are paying him well? Who knows? All I know for sure is that recently there have been demands of investigation into Pai for a few regulations that he rolled back that has helped the Sinclair broadcast platform out, allowing them to decrease regulation and allow them to make some pretty hefty and interesting moves. Two Democratic lawmakers today called for an investigation into whether Federal Communications Commission Chairman Ajit Pai has taken actions to improperly benefit Sinclair Broadcast Group. The FCC has made several decisions that benefit Sinclair, a broadcast station owner with a right-wing tilt. Among other things, the FCC rolled back broadcast TV station ownership limits, which could help complete an acquisition of Tribune Media Company, and in the process reach 72% of TV-owning households in the US. Now, to me, that sounds like a monopoly. That sounds like an issue, and that has nothing to do with free market. There are anti-monopoly laws on the book that keep these kind of things from happening. That's why you're seeing AT&T getting pushback from Trump about the merger with Time Warner. And if there's going to be pushback towards that because of CNN and their left-leaning tilt at Time Warner, why isn't there being pushback on this, where local news stations can be manipulated by an outside source and they would be shown to 72% of TV-owning households? Now, before Pai made these decisions, there was a time frame for consumers like myself and you guys out there to send in comments. 22 million were sent in. Now, there was some weird situation where spam basically started getting sent to them. So basically, it made it look like there was a weird tilt, but 98.5% of unique comments were against ending net neutrality. They were pro net neutrality and free market, an open market where you can use the internet and whatever website you'd like at any point in time without having to worry about how fast your connection is going to get you there, etc. Now, as I said, Pai explained this and why the decision wasn't swayed by public comment or concern. The vast majority of comments submitted to the FCC website were form letter and generally did not add any new facts or legal argument to why net neutrality was important. Pai also did not take into consideration that many internet service providers say that the internet regulations right now for net neutrality do not affect them in investing in new technology and bettering their lines. So he likes to use that statement to manipulate some, but it's not the case. They announced this to investors that it does not affect how they invest in new technology and furthering their platform. You have some of the biggest players in the internet coming together and saying, no, this is not gonna work. It's gonna end a lot of the freeness of the internet. And Google, Twitter, Facebook, I mean, all over the marketplace, you have people saying, you know what? This is not going to work. It's going to be a bad thing. So let's stand together, guys, with the guys like Google and Twitter and, Netflix and others who say, you know what? This is not a good thing. What you guys can do is go to battleforthenet.com. I have the link below. You can click there. It will allow you to input your phone number and it will find your local congressman or woman. You can leave them a voicemail and tell them why you believe we should keep net neutrality. Even if it's something as simple as, I don't want to be throttled. I don't want my speed to be throttled and controlled by the ISPs. Something as simple as that. The more mailboxes and voicemail boxes we fill up, we do not want the internet service providers, which have geographic monopolies, to control the speed of access, because it's not like you can just switch one for the other. There's people out there who only have one internet service provider in their area, and they're not going to move just to get better internet. So let us take a stand. Go to Battle for the Net, get in contact with your representatives, and tell them that you do not want to see net neutrality end, that you are pro net neutrality. Thank you so much, guys. Again, this is a no sides issue. This is affecting all of us. Let us stand together on this. And you know what? If you like what I do here, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep making content for you guys. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Throw a like on the video. And you know what? Have a great Thanksgiving. Spend time with your loved ones. And you know what? Find something that you are truly thankful for, or a person that you're truly thankful for, and let them know. I'm thankful for all you guys, and I appreciate you all. Good night.